In this video, I will explain the practice of 6 Paramitas for achieving enlightenment, based on a text called A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. This classic book was written by the Indian monk Shantideva of Nalanda Monastery and is highly regarded in Tibetan Buddhism. Bodhichitta is the aspiration to free all sentient beings from suffering. Our minds fundamentally arise from the same source. So, cultivating bodhicitta brings many positive effects to ourselves. First of all, you'll immediately gain supreme bliss. Furthermore, it instantly burns away all negative karma. So, you can break free from ignorance and move toward enlightenment. Then, put your bodhicitta into action through generosity. By doing so, you can create boundless merit. Generosity is a practice of performing good deeds for others. For example, you can practice it by offering food to someone in need without expecting a reward. In addition to giving material donations, a spiritual contribution, such as spreading the Dharma, is also a practice of generosity. This results in even greater merit. Next, let's discuss morality. This is the practice of keeping precepts. Afflictions like anger and attachment bring suffering and harm to ourselves. And by keeping these precepts, we protect our minds from these afflictions. Even if you vow to keep the precepts, it is meaningless if you forget them. Therefore, you must make a habit of frequently recalling the precepts, so that you never forget them. This practice is known as mindfulness. Furthermore, observe your own actions to make sure they are in accordance with the precepts. This is known as vigilant introspection. Always practice mindfulness and vigilant introspection. If a negative thought arises, remain still, like a log, so as not to express it through your actions or words. Next, I will explain the practice of patience. This is the discipline of controlling anger. Just a single moment of intense rage can undo years of good deeds. Here are a few ways to manage your anger. When I feel anger towards someone, I try to see their actions as a reflection of their true nature. Getting angry at them is like getting angry at a fire for being hot. It is unreasonable. I believe that the malice of others cannot harm me, not in this life or the next. When I think this way, Their malice no longer bothers me. As a seeker of Nirvana, I wish to be free from the attachments of wealth and honor. Therefore, I feel no anger toward those who harm my possessions or reputation. In the practice of patience, an enemy who harms me is very important. A teacher cannot give us the opportunity to practice patience. So, I believe an enemy is a greater being than a teacher. Now, let's discuss diligence. This is the practice of joyfully making an effort for the good. Here are 4 forces needed to practice diligence. The first is aspiration. It is a force that arises from a deep understanding of your own efforts and a conviction that they are truly good. The second is steadfastness. It is the force to complete a practice without giving up. To achieve this, it is important to thoroughly consider whether you can continue the practice before you even start it. The third is joy. This is the force to find joy in the effort itself. If the effort is truly good for you, you should feel joy in the effort itself. The fourth is relinquishment. When you feel tired or discouraged, you take a temporary break to recharge your energy before resuming. This is how you skillfully practice diligence. I will now explain meditative concentration. It is the practice of focusing scattered minds. Our minds are attached to many things, and to concentrate them, we must first free our minds from the bondage of these attachments. Specifically, attachment to the ego leads to violence, fear, and suffering. For this reason, a guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life explains how to use meditation to break free from attachment to the ego. First, meditate on taking upon and absorbing all the suffering of all sentient beings. Next, meditate on sending out the light of your own merits and joy to all sentient beings. It dissolves the boundaries between self and others, thereby freeing the mind from attachment to the ego. The practice of the preceding 5 paramitas serves as a means to reach wisdom. In the final Prajñā paramita, or wisdom, you develops the wisdom that understands emptiness. First of all, understand that all things exist in dependence on other things, and that all things are non-substantial. This is called dependent origination. Similarly, understand that you also exist in dependence on other things, and that you are non-substantial. Next, instead of just understanding emptiness as a concept, you experience emptiness directly through meditation. By completely silencing the constantly searching intellect, you can experience emptiness that transcends thought. This practice allows you to truly master emptiness. When you master emptiness, your mind will no longer be attached to impermanent things. Your mind then becomes unshakable and enters a state of profound peace. And suffering ceases. Dedicate yourself daily to practicing the 6 Paramitas: generosity, morality, patience, diligence, meditative concentration, and wisdom. By continuously practicing these 6 Paramitas, you can be liberated from suffering. And through this, you will ultimately attain Nirvana.